Now, I chose to use 18-inch Yaki weaving hair for this style. Now, weaving hair means that the hair is on a track, and it's going to come, most of the time it comes like this. And Yaki, the texture is like a permed straight texture. And you don't have to use that particular texture. You can use silky straight, but you want to be sure that you consult with your client prior to doing her hair, because you want to match the correct texture with your client's texture of hair. So just be sure to consult with your client and get the correct hair color and the texture. But in this DVD, I chose to use 18-inch Yaki weaving hair. The first thing you want to do is wash, condition, and blow dry your client's hair. This technique that I'm going to teach you is a basic weaving technique, and you can take the skills you learn in this video and apply them to many other weaving styles. Part off a section of hair in the back of the head from ear to ear. This hair will be left out so that the client can pull her hair up into a ponytail. Use a thin piece of synthetic hair to help protect the client's hair from possible damage. And be sure to keep this piece of hair extremely thin. Be sure to match your thread to your client's hair color. Thread the needle by placing the thread through the tiny hole. Start with just about half an arm's length of thread. Cut the thread at the desired length and tie a knot at the bottom. Place your needle through the loose end that you're holding in place, as well as through the cornrow. You want to stitch over this place a few times to ensure that it doesn't slip out. Continue to pull the needle up and through the loose end and cornrow to ensure that the loose end stays in place. I used to wear my hair like this a couple of years ago when I was pregnant with my daughter. My stylist would actually sew in maybe 1 or 2 tracks just to fill those areas out around the temples and throughout the middle where my hair was thinning from wearing braids for so long. So my point is, you can wear or sew in 1 track, you can sew in 2 tracks, or you can sew in 6 tracks. It's all going to depend on your client's needs and your suggestions, because you are the stylist and your clients do rely on you for your suggestions and listen to what you have to say. So just kind of look at the client's hair and kind of gauge how many tracks you think you should be able to sew in. Or you can always start with a few tracks and add more. But don't start with a whole bunch of tracks, because you don't want to go back and take them out. So if you just start with a few, you can say, okay, maybe I can add one at the top. Then it'll work out for you. But just be sure to consult with your client and see how many tracks is needed or what she's looking for, so that you guys can come to an agreement. Place your track on either side of the stitched down cornrow. Now you're not going to measure or cut the track until the entire track has been sewed down. I've sewn in about 5 to 6 tracks. You could sew in less or more. It all depends on you, your client, and the style she's requesting. Use a vented brush to help to style the hair. You might have to use a little bit of style smoother to lay the loose edges down. You can also cut and style the hair for a more natural look. This style should last for about 2 months. You can still wash and condition your client's hair on a regular basis.